It is time for round two here in Pocheon, the OK Savings Bank OK Men Open at the Adonis Country Club. Chung Yoon-ji, she was our leader after 18 holes, but it has not been as smooth sailing today as it had been yesterday. She is only at even through 7 and now finds herself trailing by 4. It was a superb second round for Lee Dong-eun, who shot a remarkable 63, 9 under par. Hard to believe. She has a 3-stroke advantage over Sung Yoo-jin and Peng Shin-shil. Sung Yoo-jin, who was in the clubhouse with a 70, and Peng Shin-shil, who is still out on the course through 7 holes of competition today. Another overcast day, as we can see, 25 degrees Celsius the temperature, 1.2 meters per second the wind, and this morning it was rainy. In fact, it's on again, off again. You'll see plenty of umbrellas today. We've already seen 25 millimeters of rain since the start of the day. What that means, the roughs are really tricky to escape, but the greens will play soft and very attackable. So let's pick things up with Peng Shin-shil, shall we, as our main challenger. Here on 7, it's a 9-iron from left of the fairway. Left to right breezy, even a touch of a headwind. Goes for a little extra to make sure she rises onto the backstage of the green. She certainly won't want to be long with that putt for birdie. With the downhill just past the pin, here today. Also in her group, well, it's Saturday red for Oh Soo-min. Our low amateur 3 under is still inside of the top 10. That is the downside of being a little bit short. She attacks the pin, and on a flat green, that's a near perfect shot. Unfortunately for her, she goes down the slope back towards the front. And also at 3 under, Pak Sung-hyun. She is +1 for the day after an opening round 68. Her birdie coming earlier on the front 9. Bogey, pardon me, that is. Hole number 5, the par 5. But so far for the week, through nearly 50% of the tournament, it's the only bogey on the cards. A little bit of movement in her periphery and a little sound, so she resets and goes through the motions again. She's decided that 54 degrees is the right amount of wedge, around 90 meters away from the pin. Roar from a fan base that is certainly enjoying seeing her play a whole lot more frequently back on her domestic tour after years abroad on the KLPGA. And so while we wait for that group to reach the 7th green, we can head to 10 at Shin Da-in. Just trying to play a little bit of a cut to the right side of the fairway to open up the angle to the pin. Can't even really call this a dog leg, can we? It's pretty much straight with the green guarded by trees off to the left. There's the roll for Pak Sung-hyun's approach shot moments ago. Chung Yoon-ji from the fringe. Just what the break would do. She said of her round yesterday, it wasn't about one thing going well, but rather a harmonious overall performance. She missed 4 greens, but maintained par on all of her shots and was pretty close to a solid 1 putt percentage. Only 75 meters for Kochi 1 with the wind at her back. She'll ride that all the way towards the fringe. From a similar position, though at 7, it's Peng Chin-Shiel. Again, weight is her primary concern here. That used to be a miss. That's a very good one. ENG, the simplest of taps to secure her par. This is Oh Soo-min. Just the touch short. Missing out on the birdie. Understandably, a touch disappointing on hole number 6, having looked for the birdie. Euphoria on the last shot. It's a little bit of disappointment from the gallery and for Park Sung-hyun alike. Finest of lines, this putting towards the outside rim, knowing there'd be plenty of break.
Okay, shot.
Bigger up of that driver, right down the middle of the fairway.
밴드 훅 살짝 뒤에
Here on the par 3 8th, Feng Shields approach. I have a feeling that landed abreast the pin based on that reaction.
파스 있잖아. 아까 버디 친 파스리.
아, 네.
그거랑 거리가 똑같아.
오케이랑 펜 사이. 길진 않아.
근데 다 치시면 돼. 풀스윙 치면 돼. 150. 아까도 150.
Oh, so Moon will be next, the national team player.
다 쳐왔으니까. 맞지? 핀보다 2m 우측 보고.
네.
그럼 치면 돼. 네. 그렇죠.
All that extra planning and preparation paid off, I'd say it certainly does. Watch the whole thing from the back this time. Pin today 31 yards deep. And that's about 29 of them. Now there's Park Sung-hyun as the last to tee off. Longer than her group mates. In fact, she is bounced and rolled back into the rough. Here's Chung Yoon-ji, her second shot at the par 5. Drive sends her into the fairway, and she is able to do the same with her second. Beside the flag, and one just inside of the rough. That will be the most complicated of the 3 putts, certainly, with the amount of break and elevation change. You can see that for Park Sung-hyun, the driver has not been her best friend, but her greens in regulation has been right on the money today. Hyun is ready. See, former world number 1, potential future world top 10, and Oh Soo-min, who has an amateur career that's so exciting yet still so difficult to chart. It is understandable why they're one of the hottest tickets in town right now. Excellent touch from the Wiley veteran. Up and down, she has her par. Wow. Just about absolutely delighting and awe-inspiring the group. Shinjil so close to the birdie. Back at Grouse. This front 9, the middle course here at Adonis. Working back from the inside of the fringe.
넘기면 돼. 딱 지금 한대 넘기면 돼. That's good. Nice bogey!
One fan had it reads. That was going to be a birdie before even Oh Soo-min had known it. She's up to 3 today. From a par 3 to a rather long par 5, 479 meters this 9th. Sun Hyun was wasting no time walking off the green and hustling over to prepare on that tee shot. And Bang Jin-chil will go next. Playing her driver well all day long. Another example of it here at 9. Assuming it's all about speed and torque. He's heading left. Look out on the cart path.
제대로 맞았는데.
아이 절로 너 옆으로
And now Jung Yoon Ji. Just a short tap in. Goes out with a 36, exactly where she was after her astounding opening round and the lead that came with it.
옷을 잘 입어.
Certainly don't want to be right there, do you? Certainly a winding fairway, isn't it? Park Sung-hyun second. Tick in the column.
그번 하면 5번 아야.
오빠는 있긴 있는 거지.
있어. 그냥 정티 보고.
She went for it in 2 and came up just a bit short. She has that luxury, Peng Xin. The power from which she can play her driver, woods, and hybrids.
TV 타워 왼쪽이 좋아.
Serena next to try to dazzle. The left edge of the fairway, she just stays in play.
들어온 거 같아.
She won't have a single complaint about that. The narrowest part of the green in the back left corner, right where the pin is on this Saturday. The setup putt as she's left a little bit still to overcome. And Chung Ying-ji, pardon me, next to begin her back 9. Right of the fairway, sailing over the sand. And a tricky spot in the rough. So Kiana's only 69 meters to go after 2 strokes at 9. They bring the supporters to their feet. Was not to be outdone by Park Sung-hyun. It's another great shot. Up to 4 under and showing no signs of slowing down. bit of trepidation, a dose of anxiety as she watches that putt roll to the right of the pin. Another two-putter, and we can head back to 9 with Peng Xin Xiu. $19 out. She just avoided the bunker to its left, just a little loft and roll. It's more stroke. This is Coach Yuan trying to save a par 10. A little right to left. There it goes. Avoids the bogey. And Bak Sung Hyun, quick and lacking the break. Here's an approach at 10, skipping that through the rough and coming up just short of the green. Obviously, with the benefit of hindsight, Chung Yoon-ji would have gone for much more club. That close. Continuing her great run. All smiles still, knowing she is playing some of the best golf of her young career so far. Downhill with a little bit of break. Close enough that it wasn't able to impact Peng Chun-Chil, who's gone into sole possession of second place with her third birdie of the front nine. It's a bogey-free 33 at the turn. Par for Park Sung-hyun. This is 37 with that bogey at 5 being the one and only blemish of the day thus far. Well, 2:38 local time here in Pochun. A look at the updated leaderboard. Lee Dong-eun's advantage has been sustained after that 63, which I don't think we'll see again for the rest of the week. That is a remarkable round of golf. Peng Chun-Chil, though, is closing in still with half a round to play and within 2. The other thing to note, on a second round of a 54-hole competition, we start to consider the projected cut, which is currently at +2. We'll have more from Adonis after a quick break. And welcome back. pick things up with Chung Yoon-ji and a 20-meter putt from the fringe at 10 for a birdie. Obviously, the probability of that good and slim. She was hoping to be just as close as she could get.
실례하겠습니다.
Jean Shield and her group beginning their back nine now. The narrow winding fairway. That's, I think we should start lovingly referring to as the magic carpet. That obviously did not go as planned. Well off to the right for Osumin, behind the cart path. Yan will go. I don't imagine Osumin will need to take a provisional. This is drama for her, smack down in the middle of the fairway.
나랑 안 떠나도 나랑 그랬는데 어디가? 안 떠나도 데려가.
Chung Yoon-ji just off to the left. She'll feel like she can't catch a break here. She's stuck at that even bar score. That's about as close as you can get without showing the benefits of a birdie. Meandering walkabout and a tap in to secure that par. It's well played with the wedge, even though it won't show up on the scorecard. Excellent bit of play from off the green. And there's the putt. Yu Hyun Jo with the 36 birdies at 2 and 5. Bogey at 8 and 4. And Osumin punching it back out from the rough. Little layup into the fairway. Up the hill on the approach from Sheen Shield. It's just a bit south of pin high, but a decent shot nevertheless. It's just a pitching wedge for Park Sung Hyun. On the green, just a big ask of her putter with her next shot. And Chung Yoon Ji starting off here at the 11th. And that driver seems to be fine-tuned, close to perfection. Been doing her more of a disservice than anything. Osumin would have been worried that with more clubs she'd be off the back. Tee shot, the layup, and that approach. That will be the putt for par coming up next. Shin Shil and Osumin all up onto the green on hole number 9. And with it, time for another break. Shin Shil unlikely look at a birdie, but she'll have 9 more holes to find just 2 additional strokes to equal the leads. The third would give her it outright. More from Madonna shortly. It is moving day at the OK Savings Bank OK Man Open. Just about at the end of hour number 1. In terms of moving, Park Sung-hyun will be hoping for a little bit more of an upward trajectory as she heads over to the back 9 in the not-so-distant future. Chung Yoon-ji, second shot's 232, but downhill. That'll play closer to 2 even. It's probably the most consistent and arguably best club in her bag. The driver and wood, she swings them well. Way back across the green. Shinjo gave it a good whirl. Coach E1 misses out on a chance to go to 4 under. I mean, this is quick. Trying her best to get an understanding of the break. Results. A birdie for Hong Jung-min. Too many bogeys on the front if she's being fair for assessment through the first 9 holes. Well over par. Chung Yoon-ji's set him now at 11. Gives herself in the fairway. That's not on the green quite like she'd like, but an easy up and down from there. Sheen Shield to stay at 8 under. So Moon, one less putt, pardon me, on the hole for her as well. Chung Yoon-ji has that up and rolling. With about 5 feet left to go. And that brings us to 3 p.m. local time here in Pocheon. green light to begin, and a big driver right into the fairway. It's a good start to the hole. Sumin rocked herself back on her heels. Does she pay for any accuracy? Nope, she's done really well. Par finalized. It speeds up from here the next few holes, starting with the par 3 and back-to-back par 4s. A revolution or two short of the birdie. Will require one more touch. Just a bit too quick as it sails past the inside left of the cup. Again going for a little more power and succeeds in finding it. That's textbook. Second for Osumin on the par 5. As we just seen from Park Sang-hyun, this is fairly significantly downhill.
방포를 올리겠네요.
Clubs are out on the remaining yardage to the green.
약간 거의 우리 방향에서 칠 때는 약간 틀리고 거의
네.
That leaves Peng Shil. And again, she tries to go for it, and understandably so. And again, she's just shy of the green. That's an easy up and down for a birdie, however. Up onto the back fringe, not a bad place to be. That's still likely a putt. Tee shot at 12 from Chung Yoon-ji. A moment in the limelight. Short tap in to finish off the hole with another par on the scorecard. Here's a Kun Jung Hyun. Looks like that is destined for the rough. Should have been alright to avoid the sands. Nothing overly complicated about that. Another bump and run up the green. And it does head all the way to the bumper fringe. Good shot indeed for Osumin. Don't know if it qualifies as easy work looking for the birdie, but could very well be in that category.
이 정도 랜딩 하자 그래. 굳이 여기까지 안 치고 그냥 요정 탑에 랜딩 해도 될 것 같아. 바나나 먹자. 내가 뭔가 거기 그탑 정도 한 건데 아까 우측 보고 한번 쫙 밀리고 쭉 계속 갈 것 같아.
Long way to run it across. That's Bungshin Shield's set up for the birdie. Not quite on the mark, as that will carry just about all the way up opposite fringe. This is Jung Yoon Ji putting for a birdie. Too quick and nowhere near the read of the break that she needed. My goodness, getting quite the roar and ovation. As she finds the first birdie of the round. The approach shot to a front placed pin, a little bit short, and that's going to be a tough up and down. Jung Min wondering what went wrong. So quick detour over to 12 as we see Jung Yoon Ji attempting to avoid a bogey. It's a little more than a 4-footer. No Simin, after a rare bogey at 10, similar to how she started the round with a bogey at the first, and for a second time today is able to bounce back and cancel out that slight blip. Two putts to reach the finale here on the par 4. As we go back to 11, Peng Xinqiu. And standing up early, not often a good sign. Just the par for Peng Xinqiu, a bit of a disappointment. coming through and beginning the back 9, the East course here at Adonis. And Im Jin Young on our final par 5 of the round. Second shot found the backside of the hill in the sand. Despite a little bit of a headwind, perhaps being in the rough took some of the power off the approach. And back with Chung Yoon Ji, 110 on 13, a pitching wedge. Sung Yan hoping to ride the wave of momentum. Some of those shouts of euphoria are still echoing across the mountains in Gyeonggi. I think maybe, just maybe, she's caught a little lightning in a bottle.
상태에서 12 보고 진짜 나와서
네?
12 저기 12 TV 타워
12 우측들?
보고 그렇죠 우측 넉넉히 봐줘 우리는 알았지? Good full swing
There's Oh-Soo-min. Once again, a wry smile. Possible to argue that she's not enjoying her golf at the moment, as she should be.
네, 플레이하겠습니다.
Chill. It's going to get to the back. That's perfectly pin high. It's a great tee shot. The group is away. First of the two par threes on the back nine. And what will be a 2/3 mark of this second round. Nice to see some blue skies off in the distance, poking through the clouds. Certainly a hot one today up in Pochon. Great to welcome you back, Osumin and her group on the par 3. So far, no birdies to report. Let's see if Chung-Yoon Ji can change that on the 13th. Take her to 6 under par. It would move her to under par for the day as well, but a tricky one up and over the hill. Just a tiny bit short. gallery says it all. Punishing shield coming close. Would have moved her within one stroke of the top spot. A little bit of backspin to keep that getting close. A position from which she can attack. And now Park Sung-hyun looking to make the crowd roar again. This time it's exasperation instead of jubilation. That's a decent effort, pardon me, from the opposite side of the green. She'll have 4 feet from which still to work. Second putt gets her down for par. That is what Park Sung-hyun is hoping she'll be able to say in a moment. No Sung-hee looking for 2 under par. Putting on the par 5, 11. And she'll just sneak that in. Second birdie and the first since hole number 7. Jungmin, this is that previously mentioned projected cut line +2. Gains a little bit of breathing room. Only 3 birdies today through 11. The rest have been some combination of bogeys and pars. It's been eventful, certainly.
거기가 완전 센 거야. 빗바람이야? 벙커도 괜찮아? 알았지?
starting. Par 4, first of 2 in a row for Osamin and her group. And 2 for 2 now is that. It's just to the right side of the fairway in a very playable spot.
시원한 물이 없어. 가져갔어. 이게
And over to 15. Approach shot time on the par 5. Front located pin placement today. To the back third of the green. She hands Sol a +1. 8 iron for her on the approach. First time we're seeing her after 90 minutes. That often spells good things, just like that. ENG in a position where you wonder if she's just thinking, okay, get to the end of the day and regroup. Pesohian at +2. Approaching here at 14. That's a good one as well. Side by side with her groupmate. Good spot. Good right from the start, and that is absolutely and utterly sublime. This is vintage Park Sun-hyun at her very best. All right, no, so I mean that's the bar. Let's see what the amateur has in store. In most other circumstances, that would be in a very good caliber. She chill and get it on the fun, and she most certainly has done. Guaranteed at least a couple of birdies. Well, that is the moment that Pang Xin-Chil moves on to the near doorstep of Idungen, and she will still have 6 holes to play. Chung Yun-ji, she is still over par for the day, but if she can get that birdie, she'd go T4. And Park Sung-hyun, who is about to birdie as well, is certainly on the ascent here at Adonis. About 5 minutes ago, 2 candidates, a shot of the day, separated by about 45 seconds. First there was Park Sun-hyun, And then it was Peng Xin-Shiel. They each just have the slightest attacks for their birdies. There's two in the final, or pardon me, in the most recent 3 holes now for Park Sung-hyun, who is now tied for 5th with this young woman, Chung Yoon-ji. She's in a quest just to get back to even par. Her approach game has let her down, and unfortunately for her, in this case, so has the putter. Sumin didn't want to be left out. This is her 5th birdie, certainly the most improbable. It's 5 under now, tied for 5th as well.
나이스 버디. 버디. 예. 화이팅 화이팅.
Well, now to make it a clean sweep. 3 for 3. One off the top for Peng Xin-Shiel. Still with a handful of holes to go.
앞소리에 11시랑 그레이트 11시.
Here's Hadain at plus 11. See if she can just turn off the pressure and try to enjoy these final 9 holes. She will not be making the cut.
자,
And the 14 she hands sold to go to even after one of her top setups of the round thus far. There she goes. And it gives her some serious breathing room with the projected cut line of plus 2. It's her first birdie of the round. Kim Yo-moon. She needs to find at least 1 birdie in the final 9. Chung Yoon-ji just to hang on to a par. Understandably frustrating miss for her. See how Park Sang-hyun builds on that last birdie. It's a fortunate kick back into the fairway, this dogleg right. And the next at 14 makes a beeline for the trees. Fortunately, it's just a single line of them, splitting the two holes in half. Osimi's had some trouble with that driver today. When she's missed, it has often been right. Finals, Bung Shin Shil, and the group is underway. Well, in this case, I imagine Osumi will take a provisional. Starting the break just a touch too early for that birdie to stay possible. And Amy John rolls in a good birdie on the par 3 17. Played over the flag on the right side and a little backspin for Chansol to bring it even closer. Trading identical shots. Now it's time for Chung Yun-ji's party to get the message. That's a great recovery for Hung Jung-min, certainly after dropping a stroke at the last. unfortunate. Obviously, you need the skill to help you with your fortune, but for Feng Shield, from the rough, through the rough, and onto the front of the green.
좀 이따 쳐.
Park Sang-hyun doesn't have the same luck as Jin had a moment ago. Oh, well, we were expecting some kind of drama. Oh, Sumin just about took out a tree.
죄송해요.
얘가 괜찮아?
야, 여기 있어요.
어때?
좀 잠겼는데.
아니 괜찮아. 천천히 치자.
아, 잠깐만.
Almost right beside where she had been.
이게 좀 못해요.
Take two and shot three.
이거는 그럴 거 안 돼. 거기다 왼쪽 이 팔 두 개를 쳐야 돼.
In a perfect world,
이 나무
you just try to go up over the trees, grab your highest lofted wedge. Otherwise, you're playing finesse and intricacy.
근데 이거는 그거보다 세게 쳐야 돼.
And the margin for error, as we just saw, is
미나 이 언덕 있잖아. 이 언덕 5m만 넘기면 되거든? 알았지? 너무 세게 치지 마. 알았지? 근데 이거는 역결이라서 전거보다는 조금 안 나. 낮게 쳐, 낮게. 그냥 톡 찍어 쳐. 잘했어. 너무 잘했어.
much better. No cannon sounding echo. Filled 14th for Sumin thus far through 4 strokes now, pardon me. And Chung Yoon-ji finally has a birdie. It's been a long time coming. 4th to last on her front 9. And her 4th to last on her back 9. Looking back across the green and just running out of speed at the end.
마무리할게. 그냥 해도 돼 여기.
네, 괜찮아요.
끝까지 있는 데까지 오고 막 힘도 있고.
Perfect weights and the speeds takes her just a few short feet away from yet another birdie. I know Sumin, she went right at it. It's a bit too quick. Hung Shil brings out the ooze and ahs of disappointment. That would have been a putt for a share of the lead.
좋다요.
좌측 있어 보이죠?
너무 아파. 마운드 너무 아파.
Well, now assuming this is shot 6 and a double bogey. Must make to stay in the hunt. Rolls it in. It's 2 bogeys and a double on the day now. ENG from off the green gets herself within a foot or two.
천천히 빼줄게. 오케이.
Wants the par again. Hoping to make it a run of birdies, but again, it's her 8, 9, and wedges. We're letting her down today. Driver that slices right of the fairway and into the hillside rough from Bungxin Qiu. No trouble with that drive. Fairway in regulation. Throw off the green, 2 in the hole. No Sung-yi. Improving to 3 under par. Defending champion inside of the top 10 now. She ends over 2 under. Not to be this time. Really kickstarting the round the past few holes. It's guaranteed to have made the cut at this point in the afternoon. Bungxin Qiu from the thick rough going over the sand. Was hoping to muscle her way back into the fairway, but it's still just a little wide. Park Sung-hyun second. With the iron. That's the best way to describe that iron shot. It's elegant. It's exactly what you would have wanted from it.
이거는 절대 드로가 안 납니다. 알았지? 확실하게 쳐줘. 뒤로 뒤로.
I know Sumi. She's decided to go for the 5-wood. Can't fault her for trying. In terms of distance, it was just about perfect. Little right of the fairway in the sand, however. And on the par 3, it's Chung-Yoon-ji. All the way to the back left corner of the green today. Past the fringe, we will return to the par 5 and Pang-Shin Shield. Unfortunately, these greens are playing softer today. That does her a big favor there. Buxing had only 52 meters to go. Wedges have been dialed to utter perfection. Delicate a touch, but still more than serviceable. Looking back at Osumin, see pretty quickly how it was winding off to the right. Depending on how close she is to the rough, being in the sand there is not a terrible place to be. Certainly for these pros that can play these shots with their eyes closed. Should take that. And from 4:13 p.m. local time, we'll take a break. Pang-Shin Shield through 14 holes on the par 5 with Park Sung-hyun both inside of the top 6. Pang-Shin Shield has her last 4 holes remaining to try and catch or surpass Lee Dong-eun before round 2 of the OK Savings Bank OK Man Open concludes. Moving day in Pocheon. This weekend we are celebrating the 15th anniversary of the OK Savings Bank Superman Open. Peng Xinxiu, well, she's certainly been super. She's not going to get that share of the lead here on the par 5, but she'll have 2 par 4s and a par 3 to try to do it. Only 1 back of the lead after her 67 yesterday, and that was after a bit of a wild tee shot on 7 when she nearly ended up in the water. She hit the curb between the cart path and the grass. It moved 90 degrees to the right, landing in the middle of the fairway. She secured a birdie on the hole.
거기 러프 전에만 그냥 넘기기만 하면 돼.
좀 열어서 피해야 돼.
그렇지.
Park Sung-hyun, who's back from the United States of America with her mother, also a golfer, Park Ju-young. She had shot a 68. She was tied for 4th. She's currently tied for 5th. 3 under for the day. Unfortunately, this one coming off in the close. That's not going to change here. So a close call. Certainly much less eventful than her double bogey at the last, but she will have to settle for par. From off the back to just a couple of short feet away. But now the car is very plausible. Xinqiu saves her par and is down to her final 3 holes. As Kochi won for a par at the last, but she blasts it past the hole. She's got into at least 2 under. Chung Yoon-ji with another bogey, unfortunately, today. She's back to +1 for the round. A disappointing end to a decent second round. She'll be starting Championship Sunday at 2 under. Next up at 16 is Peng Xin Chiu. Just off to the right. The group is underway at 60. 378 meters is the longest of any par 4. The 18 holes we played today. And here's our defending champion, No Sung-yi. Really have any chance of becoming the first player in this tournament's history to win the title on more than one occasion. She's going to need a couple of birdies to fall on the run-in. Sung-hyun from the rough to basically the camera tower. Skipping that off the back fringe.
가운데.
왼쪽.
And Osumin not quite going to reach despite her best efforts. For 3 when you factor in the entirety of the group. 2 short, 1 long.
하나 어디 있어요, 선배?
And over to 18 now. This is Chung Yoon-ji trying to finish the day with a 72. Needs to get up and down for birdie. She's taking care of the hardest part of that equation. Sung-Yi just runs out of speed.
계속 처음부터 오르막이니까 끝까지
Sung-Yi the first to chip at 16. Pretty good weight. Short putt for par will be what remains.
뒤로 오르막이니까 살짝 오르막이네. 슬라이스로 계속 끝까지 슬라이스. 그렇지.
All right, 2 down, 1 to go. Park Sung-Yeon with her wedge. Clears the fringe, runs it down the hill. The furthest putt for par of the lot. And too quick. It had been online, but what it also does is skip out the back of the cup. Park Sung-Yeon goes wide right, so that will be a bogey. The reaction on both her and Sung-Min, who likely worshipped her growing up watching. Park Sung-Yeon dominates the world of golf.
오르막이야, 오르막이기 때문에 라인 많이 안 타. 네?
네.
And also mean to avoid the same fate. Left to right break. He's able to stay in 3 under.
끝은 최소한 끝은 살짝 오르막성 우측.
Chin-Chil rolls in a short putt. 2 to go. Chung In-ji, you can see the relief washed all over her. On a day where the putter really didn't want to play along, she has one final stroke at 18 to go back to a 72 rate where she had started the round. This from Park Sung-hyun will drop her to 4 under, a bogey here at the par 4. That is her first since hole number 5. And Yoo-hyun Jo moves on. That's a good birdie indeed. And her first since hole number 5, just her 5th of the day. Sol, 38 on the way out, 35 on the way in for a 1-over second round here at Pocheon. Bang Shin-Chil remains hot on the heels of Lee Dong-eun, and Park Sung-hyun relinquishing a stroke to drop to a tie for 7th with Lee Ruin. Hong Ji-won in with a 69 today. Oh Soo-min still inside of the top 10, as is No Seung-hee. 3 under are their scores. As we take a break, and we'll return to Adonis Country Club in just a few minutes.
약간 핀 살짝 우측으로 들어가서
The second to last hole, Pengxin Shields starts us off with a 7-iron in hand. It's really well played. See the rise towards the back left corner, still slipping ever so slightly down back towards the front. Sun is away. Not a bunker you want to hit. Not that there's often many bunkers you want to hit, to be fair, I suppose. There's no assuming off to the sand. Here's Yu Hyun Jo, one hole back of our featured group, a 9-iron, 135. Down the hill as well. That'll work out just fine.
러프인데 안 굴릴까? 러프인데 안 굴러.
Assuming the furthest out.
근데 왜 안 뛰어?
그쵸?
Park Sang-hyun set up for a par in retrospect. And onto the green at 16, rolling it through the rough and the fringe. And Nosungi, I stand corrected, was just before the sand. Sheila, another close call, but she is down to one final hole to try to catch Lee Dong-eun.
뭐 보여? 보이는 거 있어? 어?
And also mean this is to save a par. Downhill will be quick. Didn't quite have the read of the break.
가비. 괜찮아, 그냥. 괜찮아.
3 drop shots since hole number 14. She'll try to cauterize the bleeding at the last. It's quick. Wanted to leave nothing to chance, trying to reach. No swinging is off the mark. And that was after going rough. Front of the green. That will be her putt for par. Meanwhile, on the tee blocks, Park Sung-hyun with driver in hand. Gazing down, where is it going to be? Whoa! Fairway, thank you very much. Yuhyun Joe for 2 under. Good thing she was online. Might still be rolling otherwise. But I digress. It's a very nice birdie. Sounds like a cannon blast from Pung Shin-chil. She skips once from the fairway and into the rough. It's gone from frustrating to agonizing for No Sung-hee here at 18. Oh, you could hear the shouts. Didn't hear 4, but probably should have been yelled. Hope everyone's okay. Seeing again with that club is she's hot and cold. We don't often see her go left with the driver. That's more of a hook than a slice, which she's played a few times today. Back to 16. It's a double bogey putt for No Sung-hee. Unfortunately, this hole's come to an end. Unfortunately, the defending champion is now 9 shots off the lead. has been found. But lie to call it ugly might be an understatement. Pine needles and hillside, no fun.
이거 이 경비원 불러달라 해. 그냥.
경비원님도.
네.
Park Sun-hyun, meanwhile, much less of a dramatic lie. Her second at 18, only 94 meters to go. Needs to get up 8 meters, though, to the pin, which is blowing right to left with a noticeable enough tailwind. To the absolute and sheer delight of her legion of supporters. Fantastic up with the wedge.
난 이게 그게 나을 것 같아. 차라리 살짝 왼쪽 보고 왼쪽으로 들어가게. 왼쪽으로 들어가게. 그게 나을 것 같아.
Ocean Shield. She has been able to mirror Park Sun-hyun, and the shots have been excellent, and she does so again. Mile up on the hill.
크게 이거 감겨 있는 잔디 있죠.
예.
죽은 잔디들.
예.
이게 말려서 들어간 거라. 그런 던더 지면이 내려간 게 아니라 이거 박힌 볼이 아니에요.
She is buried.
아 그래요?
네네네.
그러면 수민아 놓고
원래대로 들어가야 돼요. 좀 더 들어가 있었는데.
더 이상 넣을 수가 없는데. 한번 넣어보세요.
아 일단 본인 한번 해봐요. 누르진 않으셔도 되니까 이거.
방금 눌렀어요.
그럼 한번 눌렀는데.
조금 더 내려가야 되는 게 맞긴 하거든요. 네. 오케이.
됐어요?
네. 잠깐만요.
됐어요. 마크 빼고 미나.
마크 빼시고.
네, 빼고. 아니야, 칠 수 있어. 이거 박힌 벙커샷이야. 알았지? 오케이? 잠시만. 일로 칠게요. 네. 카트 빼줄게요.
Looks like the backswing will be clear of the tree behind her. The overhanging branches.
꽃을 많이 내.
Here is the escape shot. Nearly carry as far as she hopes. I think she's still on the wrong side of the cart path and is indeed still in the rough, so this will be shot 3. Still not fully clear of the issues. She must have topped it, because that died mid-flight and dropped back down into the rough. Well, while that's transpiring, no Soon-Yi, after her double, was just about to claw one back. Has to settle for a par though. Last par 3 of her round.
알지? 띄우지 마.
그러면 똑같이 세게 치지 마요.
세게 칠 필요 없어, 이거 하려면. 낮게 쳐, 낮게.
Osumin, this is shot 4 on the par 4. I fear for her that she might not be out of the woods, trying to avoid a second double bogey of the back 9. Osumin has yielded the green to Park Sung-hyun. Up for a birdie and a chance at 5 under. Delicately struck, trying to manage the downhill nature of that putt. And this is to the inside left. Even par 72 today after her 68 in the opening round. That is 6 back of the lead. This is the punt for Osumin for a bogey, and it is a rather tricky one. Still a 5-footer to avoid a triple. The feel for her. Behind the 8 ball after a difficult hooked drive, and from there she hasn't really been able to regather and settle. Jin Shield. She finishes the day as a co-leader. Consecutive performances of 67. Putt to test the steadiness of even the most accomplished players. What a dress rehearsal for tomorrow. Remind you that last year when Nosumi won the title, she won it with a 14 under. 202 strokes. That's 67, 68, 67 a year ago. Obviously, Donghyun will have something to say about how the leaderboard looks after 54 holes as well. Nosumi. It's another double bogey, unfortunately. 74 today. Only 2 amateurs in the field. The American Nikki Yo shot a 79 yesterday. She's 2 under through 15 and is looking as though she'll miss the cut. So the low amateur is all but confirmed. And unfortunately for Osumi, who was up around that 4 under mark for a while, just plummeted down and is tied for 38th after 36 holes. So exactly 3 hours to the minutes that we began the coverage today. An opportunity to revisit the best shots of round number 2. It was rainy, it was windy earlier today, and it certainly was no small accomplishment to try to tame this Adonis, country club. That had been Kanga Yul with one of her 4 birdies on the day. She finished at 6 under, tied fourth. One of her 7 birdies on the day. She finished 4 under. She had a double at 13 and a bogey at 8. So Lee Da-young and a 63, almost unheard of. That is 9 birdies and no bogeys. We'll see a couple more of them. At this point in the round, she's holding on to a 1-stroke advantage. After having finished 16th, she had picked up her second to last circle for the round and had created a 2-stroke gap. This was on 5, and it was a chip from the fringe for Pang Chun-cheol. And on hole number 9, the final hole for Lee Da-young, look at the backswing here. That's about 4 feet and an uphill putt away from a 9th and final birdie. And that's 63. Absolutely remarkable. 31 out, 32 on the way in. And that lead was safe for about 3.5 hours. We know the story, having just witnessed it the last 3 hours. It was Shield, who parred the first 4 holes, finally picked one up at the 5th, made it back-to-back at 6, and continued her sensational play on the back 9. Not before last birdie to hit the turn with a 33. That was the putt at the par 5 9th on 11. Park Seung-hyun really came alive. She had not birdied all round. In fact, she was over par to that point, having dropped the stroke with a par 5 5th. Dedicated and very vocal supporters reacting to her first birdie, and it would kickstart a good little run for her. After parring the following hole, the par 3, she'd have that approach at the 13th, and this from Pang Chun-cheol was awfully close to being just as perfect. The 2 of them would understandably both birdie from there. We'd fast forward to the 18th. It was Pang Chun-cheol. Not her best drive, not her worst, but what this was an incredibly impressive approach. Still had some work to do, 3.7 meters as she rolled back for birdie. Match her score. What that means is after 36 holes, we have 2 players sharing the top spot. Lee Dong-un, 63 today. Peng Shin-chil, 67. Sung Yoo-jin, after a 67 yesterday, shot 2 under today to be in sole possession of third, 3 back. Kang Ga-il and Chung Yoon-ji, they are tied for fourth at 6 under. Park Ju-young shot a 71 today. She's in sole possession of 6th. And Park Sung-hyun and Lee Ruin are tied for 7th there. At 4 under, we would have 6 at the 3 under mark, including a 69 shot finalized earlier today by Hong Ji-won. See a couple of pluses there. It was not an easy course, and for some, it got the better of them, including Park Bo-gyam, who shot a 3 over 75, pardon me. Great round from Kim Ji-soo, and she's not done. 4 under to put herself back in position to make the cuts. Yoon Reem also trying to climb back into the even par or better scores, tied for 37th. And there you see Oh Soo-min after a tricky back nine with a couple of double bogeys, falling down to T37 and even. And with one last slide of the leaderboard, we see the likes of Sung Ga-eun, who is close, Yoon Hwa-young, who is close, Kim Na-young, Chung So-wi, Hwan Min-jung, and Cho A-reem, who all have just 1 stroke to give, with that projected cut line now up to +1. And with that, it's time to sign off for the day. Another great afternoon on the KLPGA Tour. We will be back tomorrow 1 hour earlier. That will mean, well, a 1 p.m. local time start, if my math is correct. And I hope you'll be able to join us then as we crown a champion in a 15th anniversary playing the OK Savings Bank Superman Open. We look forward to having you back, and we thank you for your continued support of the KLPGA Tour. I've been Adam Jenkins. We'll chat to you tomorrow. So long.